The Joy of Creation is a series of video games or fan games related to the FNAF universe, best known for its story mode, which was released 7 years ago. However, in 2024 we were surprised with a new demo of what seems to be a complete remake of this game. And even though we only have the office part, let's see how much this gem has improved. At the demo's start we get some context, but what seem to be answers only lead to more questions, a wave of curiosity, a need to know clashing against the void. The world turns for me, a path of destiny, there is a purpose. Through the dialogues and images, we can infer that a creature or several of them are coming to life. They want to know more about the world, believing they're the center of the universe and have a destiny to fulfill. Immediately after, that's when we get a blue screen. That's right, our PC crashed and this is where the game really begins. Confused, we'll get up and try everything. Doors, lights, drawers, and so on. This part is mainly to get to know the controls and some of the mechanics. Once all the lights go out and we've pretty much lost, we'll see someone talking to us through the monitor, referring to us as their creator. He starts to explain that the scenario we're in was built for us, to play a game. He goes on to explain more mechanics, ending with a have fun. We wake up from what seems like a nightmare. It feels like just a dream, but this is where the game truly begins. Every time we lose, besides the jump scare, we'll also receive a tip from our creation. It feels like an endless nightmare we can't easily escape from because every time we lose, we go back to the starting point. If we're going to talk about gameplay, it's hard not to compare it to its story mode version since it's basically the same but with some good differences, of course in the demo. Something we can notice right from the start is that now we have to worry about the fuses because they're useful for many things. To charge the flashlight, to repair the monitors, and to turn on the main power for the whole office. Without them, we basically lose, which wasn't the case in story mode, and actually it just adds a lot of difficulty. It's also important to note the animatronics are mostly unchanged, though some minor demo changes make it more difficult. It's no longer enough to just know where Freddy is in the house, now we also have to aim directly at his eyes to make him leave. It's not automatic anymore, and if we slip up, Freddy might move elsewhere. Foxy doesn't leave as quickly as before. Now we have to look at him for a longer time and stare directly into his eyes while he changes position. With Chica, it's no longer enough to scare away the cupcakes, now we have to find 5 of them. The good thing is that in the demo, they're no longer found in different parts of the house, but are now only hidden in the furniture. Lastly, Bonnie, well, he hasn't had many changes. Don't look at him through the cameras or he'll break our screen, and not in person either, since in the demo he'd break our face, which didn't happen.
Aunque también algo a destacar es que antes no se podían reparar las pantallas.
If Bonnie broke one of them, well, you were kind of screwed, but now thank God you can, and those would be the main changes in the mechanics. Another thing we could mention is the atmosphere. Honestly, in the demo you feel a lot more tension. They've really known how to use the music and the timing very well. Whether it's that girl coming and you start to hear a rather eerie melody accompanied by the animatronic screams, or when the power is about to run out and you hear a similar sound. Besides that, now the place is much narrower, although our mobility is also reduced, so they go hand in hand. Isn't it frustrating how slowly the character moves when we're in a hurry? Likewise, some of the hallucinations our protagonist experiences could scare us, since sometimes we can see the girl inside the office, where she then quickly disappears. The good thing is that these hallucinations don't cause us any harm, nor do they affect us in any way. As for the design of the animatronics, they've also undergone a significant change. It's not enough to say they've been recreated again, now they seem to have a mix between metallic and organic. So, with the teen Springtrap, which we already know is a corpse inside an animatronic, it seems that these new United animatronics are trying to replicate that. A clear example of this is United Freddy, where his second version seems to be burned, revealing parts of the bones, ribs, and skull of the animatronic. This one, along with United Chica, seem to come straight from hell, and compared to the other animatronics, I feel like they are the scariest, but the terror doesn't end there. Since the jump scares have improved a lot, the jump scares in story mode are already shocking, but in this demo, they are even more raw and sometimes even bloody. Now Freddy doesn't just get stunned by the light, he actually screams in your face. Foxy doesn't just show up anymore, he opens the door and comes running straight at you to stab you with his hook. Bonnie, who didn't do anything to you before, if you pointed the flashlight at him, now he gives you a huge punch, and Chica goes from just scaring you to grabbing you and giving you a big peck. And Freddy doesn't just show up in front of you, he even bites you and leaves you lying there. Simply put, the jump scares in the demo have become much more brutal. Once we've survived until midnight, the doors will open and we'll finally be able to leave. We'll wake up again, our phone will vibrate, and we'll answer the call once more. Someone who calls us creator speaks to us, tells us that we're getting closer, and also that they can see the end. Our protagonist has his doubts, but before they can be answered, a door appears in front of us, leading to what seems to be just the beginning of the joy of creation. As we can see, the demo is amazing. We're not going to say it's something completely new, since basically the whole game itself is very similar to what we already saw in The Office from the story mode version. However, this has been completely improved, giving us a more claustrophobic place. Creepy music, brutal jump scares, innovations in mechanics, editing, new designs, and of course lots of scares. Several questions remain. Who is calling us? How did we get here? And is this a nightmare or reality? We'll learn more when the full game is released. In the meantime, I invite you to try it out, since it's a completely free demo and it's really good. And for my part, it's been a pleasure to talk about this game because even though it's a bit short, it's one of the best things we could have received. For the 10th anniversary of FNAF, with nothing more to say, I'll see you in the next video.